Alright everyone, today we are doing page 87. Page 87 about the nominative case. Nominative case. Alright, so first to start, we need to identify what is the meaning of the nominative case. Right? So simply guys, we use personal pronouns in the nominative case for two things. Number one, the subject of a verb, and number two, the predicate pronoun. Again, personal pronouns, we use them in the nominative case for two things. Number one, as a subject instead of the pronoun, like when I say Fahd doesn't have a mic, so I say he doesn't have a mic. So he here substituted Fahd. We use he here as a nominative case. Or a predicate pronoun, right? Like in the market played Ali and Fahd. I say in the market played Ali and he. Right? In this case, it's called predicate pronoun. There are three cases of pronouns. Number one, nominative. Number two, objective. And the third one, possessive. You see nominative case pronouns when the pronoun itself is subject of a verb. Like he played football. He is the subject of the action verb played. You can also use nominative case pronouns for a predicate pronoun that comes after a linking verb in a sentence. Last but not least, the nominative case pronouns are I, we, you, he, she, it, and they. Okay? For example, guys, we have here subject like she planted flowers in the garden. She planted flowers in the garden. So she here is the subject of pronoun. The nominative case here is a pronoun she, which is the subject of the sentence. The predicate pronoun, the person planting the flowers was she. So simply I just mix things up. Instead of starting with the subject, the nominative case subject pronoun she, I just made it come in the end of the sentence. Okay, but remember here, or just know that here you are talking about the person planting the flowers. Was was whom? Who did it? So here I must say she, because she is the subject. I can't say her. كيف? Not because it comes at the end of the sentence, I use an objective pronoun. Here we need a subject. Okay, and we will see this in the examples following. And be especially careful when a pronoun is part of a compound subject or a compound predicate, nominative. Say the pronoun with the verb or invert the sentence. Invert the sentence, like what we did here. Person planting flowers was she. Invert the sentence to put the pronoun before the verb. So, like for example, I say Terry and Plank were talking. Terry and Plank were talking. So she was talking, or here was talking. Of course, here I must say Terry and she were talking because there is a compound subject. Compound subject. Like remember when we studied this in class, right? I believe I brought notas and I say we, and then I said I and he. So I and he are the total subject there. So here we have the compound subject, Terry and she. I can't say Terry and her. Okay. Another example. The high scores were Dan and the high uh, the high scorers were Dan and we were scorers, or us were scorers. Of course, we were the scorer. The scorer, the one who scored, was we. We are the subject, compound subject, Dan and we. So to invert the sentence, we say Dan and we were the high scorers. Got it? Okay, if you understand it, just write anything here. Good morning, Ibrahim. Do you have a mic? What is this?
Yes, hello.
Oh, the only one who has a mic, Ibrahim. Fahad, did you understand? Did you understand? Iyad, did you understand? Come on, Iyad. Mr. Big Brain. Oh, I believe Mr. Big Brain identified it. Okay, coming back to our session. So today it's only both of us, Ibrahim, I and you. Alright, so here circle the correct pronoun from the choices in the parentheses. My father and me or I were fishing. Ibrahim?
Huh?
Ah,
Teacher, I didn't understand the whole lesson. I just came.
okay, good morning, Ibrahim. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, today, Ibrahim, we are talking about the nominative case. Nominative case. Okay, so the meaning of nominative case. When we have a subject and we replace the subject with a pronoun. Again, when we have the subject and we replace the subject with a pronoun, we call this pronoun a nominative case. Like when I say Ibrahim just came. Ibrahim just came. So I'll substitute Ibrahim now with a pronoun. So I say he just came, right? Okay.
Yes, okay, continue.
So he here is a nominative case. Okay, Ibrahim.
Okay.
So when I say I and Ibrahim went to the mall, I and Ibrahim went to the mall. If I need now to substitute Ibrahim, remove Ibrahim and put a pronoun instead of it. What shall I put? I say I and he or I and him.
I and he.
Bravo, Ibrahim. That's it. So because this is called a compound subject. Compound subject. So when we substitute a noun by a pronoun and the noun is subject, we substitute it with the subject pronouns. I, we, you, he, she, it, and they. Okay. So number one, my father and me or I went fishing. So my father and
I.
I, bravo. And inside the boat were my father and
Me.
okay. Who were inside the boat, Ibrahim?
Him and his father.
Why him?
Cause
Him here is a subject or an object?
subject.
Subject. So I need a subject to pronoun, not an object.
Okay.
All right. So here, my father and I. Why here, my father and I? Rearrange the sentence again. Starts with the subject. So my father. I say my father and me, or my father and I.
My father and I.
Where inside the boat. So just start the sentence with the subject, my father and I, and then where, and the last thing, the prepositional phrase inside the boat. Okay? So
Okay.
whether the compound subject comes at the beginning of the sentence or at last or at the end of the sentence. Here we are talking about the subject, so I must use the subject pronoun. Number three, Cecily and he, he or she are good friends.
Cecily and her.
That is Salim.
Yes,
Good morning, Salim. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank
Okay, Salim. So 1 plus 1 equals
you. Two.
Salim.
Yes, yes, I'm here.
1 plus 1 equals.
Two.
Okay. So now I need you to imagine the equation 1 plus 1 equals 2. All right. So Sicily is 1 plus blank equals 2. Right. So let's suppose that the 2 is they. So I can just remove Sicily and I remove this part and I put they. They are good friends, right?
Yeah.
So now I need to separate they into 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1. So the first one is the subject, and also the second one is subject. So
Yeah.
subject plus subject, compound subject, not a subject plus an object, right? Both of them did the action, right? So both of them are called compound subject. So we are talking here about what? The compound subject. So I need the subject pronoun, not an object pronoun. All right?
Yep.
So when you have two subjects, two, okay, and one of them is a pronoun, all right, it's called a compound subject. We use the subject pronoun, not the object one. Sometimes you will find the sentence inverted. You will find the subject at the end of the sentence. Okay, you just need to rearrange it inside your mind. Like number 4, into the room came Daniel and she or her. Ask
She.
yourself, ask yourself this question. Who came? Both of them came. They came. Two came. One plus one came. So Daniel and subject to pronoun she. Okay, so good so far.
Yeah.
Raheem, number 5.
Jason and he.
Jason. Jason
Jason
and
and he.
Jason
One
and
of
he.
them bought new shoes.
Yeah, he.
Jason and he.
Subject to pronoun. The new owners are Carlos and who are the owners? Carlos and he. Number 7. Does anyone else have a mic, or they are still sleeping? Only Salim and Ibrahim. Okay, Salim.
I do think so.
Yes.
7.
Tom and I ate dinner there.
Tom and I. Bravo. Number 8.
The waitresses were Deb and she.
Yeah, Deb and she were the waitresses, right? Just invert the sentence. Ibrahim, 9 and 10.
Kaylee's
Ibrahim,
sister and
yes.
them cooked.
Who cooked?
Uh, Kaylee's sister and they.
And they. All of them cooked, right? So Kello's
Right.
sister and they cooked. And last one, Claudia and we Russ studied the menu. So Claudia
And we.
and we all studied. Okay, pretty easy. So when you
Yes.
are talking about the subject, okay, whether it was a compound subject or a simple subject, it was a compound subject. You have a noun, the other one will be a subject pronoun. You have a noun, the other one subject to pronoun. You have a noun when it was a subject and subject to pronoun. Noun, subject to pronoun, not object pronoun. And the blank was a nominative case, and just please memorize the name. When I ask you to write a nominative case, do not write an objective case. Okay, so nominative case means the subject pronoun. So fill in the blank with a nominative case pronoun of your choice. So the answer may vary according to your choice. From I, we, you, they, he, she, and it. Any one of the pronouns would be okay. Okay? Alright, Ibrahim and Salim, alternatively, answer.
So
Yes?
okay, fill in the blank with a nominative case pronoun of your choice. The last to arrive were Callie and she.
And she
Your
is
turn,
correct.
Ibrahim.
Ibrahim?
Okay. Phil and I created a website.
Yeah, that's correct. Come on, Salim Ibrahim, alternative.
Yes. The most talented player was I.
Bravo. Was I, was he, was she. Any singular subject pronoun will be okay. Number four, Ibrahim.
Silvio, Dave, and I sang a trio.
All right. And she, and he, and I. Okay. Number five.
Into the room came Oliver and she, or he.
And he, they, she. Any subject will be okay. Ibrahim, number
Have
six.
been practicing all morning. He have been practicing all morning.
What?
He have been
What?
practicing. Him have been practicing.
What?
Huh?
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 Have. Have. Not had.
Huh?
Ah. So we need a
What?
plural subject to pronoun. So
They.
either use they, we, or you. Huh?
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
Mind the subject verb agreement. Okay, Salim, number seven. It was.
Yes, it was who drove in the winning run. It was he. Let's
It
just say
was he. It was she. It was I who drove in the winning run. Number eight, Ibrahim.
The starts will be his.
The starters will be starters. Who will be the starters?
Him.
Starters. Is it singular or plural? Huh?
They.
So they will be the starters.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
Salim.
yes. Dina and she are in charge.
Dina and she is in charge, right? And last but not least, Ibrahim. And be careful of the subject verb agreement. Hmm. Blank was talking.
Was talking or
Was talking,
taking.
sorry, taking
Was
karate lessons.
taking karate lessons.
Hmm.
He was taking karate lessons.
He, she, or yeah, he or she was taking karate lessons. Okay, so again, just remind yourself of that when you are talking about the subject, whether the sentence is okay correctly or was inverted. When you need a subject, we use only the subject